Hey, I'm going on early, but as well as y'all know, most of y'all in my audience already knows Anthony had passed away today. And if you see my banner, you know what he was in, at least a little bit. I mean, most people know him as Giles, but he's done so much. He was a British play actor for years, long before he ever got on a camera. He even was in Rocky Horror Picture Show. Bet y'all a lot of people didn't know that. And he could do anything, just about it. He was good at playing a librarian in Buffy or playing a crazed out psycho killer or a king or a centaur, because he played that too. His range was all over the place, and had to play punk. And I know his backstory character in Buffy, he played his younger self was a punk, but he did it in some of his movies. Actor and did great work in most of what he did. I mean, he was in Genetic Opera, and that's not the whole nine, but he played a mean ass. And as much as I love him in Buffy and how good he played in that show, I really hated him in Repo the Genetica. That's it. That's the name of it. He really played somebody that you wanted to hate. Just for the fact that he was so mean to his daughter in that movie. And to flip it on a dime like that, to go from being somebody that you admired and thought he was a role model for Buffy. That's what he was. He was her dad. More than he was the parent that she didn't have. He knew the things that her mother didn't even know. He looked out for her. That's why he was her watcher. Even after they tried to sack his ass and make him come back to London, he wouldn't do it. And told him they would fire him. But he played that nice guy that you thought was the father figure in her life. But he could also play this horrible, horrible person that you hated in something else. Um, I feel weird. You've got to know who this is. I mean, he's been in so many things. I mean, I said two things. He was in the second Ghost Rider. He was in Percy Jackson and Percy Jackson too. I can't remember the name of that. Um, he was in the TV show Merlin. No, it was in other things. I just not sure what. Um, I came up with the things that I knew him from off the bat. But yeah, come on, people. But don't know who Anthony Head is. Let's want to talk about him, especially since he died. Everybody got upset when Nicholas Brandon died, but nobody seems to care about Joel. I didn't like Brandon all that much. But Giles, he's probably my third favorite in Buffy. Always has been. Buffy, him, and Spike. I even liked Spike when he was an asshole. Because I seen through him. He was always nice to Drusilla. It always came through. But I'm talking about something I shouldn't be. I should be talking about Anthony. But yeah, it's I see people coming in and out, and no one is saying anything. And when I have free range and I can talk and nobody's saying anything, I start rambling. Do it sometimes when people are in here. I'm gonna go. I'm on my thing right now, and I am going to look him up, and I'm gonna tell you some more things he was in. Okay, here's one. You, Me, and Them. This is a 2013 movie, and sometimes Amazon TV doesn't actually show me someone and everything movies, but I promise you, he's in this one because I see his face. Um, Now I've already talked about them too. Imagine Me and You. And as far as me talking about Ghost Rider, it's called Ghost Rider Spirits of Vengeance. A street cat named Bob. Okay, here's what I'm gonna tell you. It says on here. Um, no, Anthony Head is known for Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Repo the Genetic Opera, Imagine Me and You, Ghost Rider, The Spirit of Vengeance, The Iron Lady, A Street Cat Named Bob, The Inbetweeners, The Lasso, Warehouse 13, Little Britain, Percy Jackson, Sea of Monsters, A Prayer for the Dying, Scoob, and Scoob is SCOOP, and it's a Scooby Doo movie. Upgrade and the TV show Maryland. There's a few others that she was known for, but I can't say them, so I'm not going to try. But one of the movies that he was in, Percy Jackson, The Sea of Monsters, I put up his picture and everything and on here, and I'm like, is that really him? But then I looked at his eyes, and them baby blues, you can't mistake them for anybody but Anthony. And, but yeah, let's see if they have anything about that. Well, it doesn't talk about him dying, but biography. Anthony Stewart Head was born on February 20th, 1954 in Canning Town, North London, England. He grew up in Hinton, near Richmond, Upton Dean, in London. He's the youngest son of Sheffield Head, a documentary filmmaker, and hmm, Helen Singen, no, an actress. He is the youngest brother of the musician slash actor Murray Head, who organized the role of originating the role of Judas on the original album of Jesus Christ Superstar. His long-term partner in theater, Sarah Fisher, who he met when he was 28, and they are the parents of actress Emily Head and Daisy Head. Alongside acting, Head takes after his brother in being an accomplished singer, and they have accompanied in many of the same productions throughout, never at the same time. And 1983, he was in a band named Two Ways. The band released a 45 single with 3 songs. It was by Richard Strong and Ron Rock. Had other skills are horse racing, swimming, scuba diving, piano, guitar, and stage fighting. That is the end of his biography, at least on here. How many people knew that Anthony Head did all this stuff? Or that he had a brother that's a musician and 2 daughters that are actors and an actress mother? Um, I didn't. I knew about the brother. I did know about that, but the rest of it I did. Um, but yeah, I am sorry that I stumbled over my words. I get nervous. I do that. But yeah. I'm not sure what else to say about this. I mean, I've been on for 17 minutes and I suppose I could talk about some of the things I like about him. At the end of the battle and they're fighting and everything, and then they go to school, and it's the end of the episode, and I don't remember which one it is, but Josh says, "The Earth is doomed." When Buffy, after Buffy says, maybe I can burn down that school gym too. I have a question for anyone out there that's seen Buffy. In some ways, Giles, well, I'm gonna call Rupert. Rupert, he had was set in his ways, and he seemed like he was the kind of person that was a stick in the mud and everything. But if you notice, every time that he tries to correct Buffy and tell her, "Don't do that," or he lets her make the mistakes, but he's always right. He ends up doing it. So is he really that bad? Or is it just because Buffy's a teenager and wants to be one? And I can see it from both points. I mean, I was Buffy's age when I watched the show, and but now I am the age Giles would have been in the show. And I see it from a whole different perspective. I look at it through grown up eyes that if I had ever had children, I'd be like, nope, you're not doing that. I might have been harder on my child, or the one I've seen as my pupil. that I was supposed to be teaching. I might have been harder on them if I had been in Giles's place, but um, I don't know. Buffy was always complaining about him, but she always went back to him for help. She always listened to him, even when they sent the new Watcher in. They She wouldn't listen to him. She wanted Giles to keep telling her what to do. Now I understand. I am talking about sore subject for some people because of the person that was behind the show, but I can differentiate the art from the artist. I can't stop watching Buffy. I can't not have an impact on it. It was part of my life. It was felt like some of it made me the person I am watching that show. Because it wasn't all about monsters and stuff. It was about grief. It was about growing up. It was about adolescence and all this different stuff. And it taught you things. It made you think. I suppose I'm not going to get no answers. I'm running my mouth and no one about this. Um, I tell you, I still didn't like Xander. There was one part I did. There was a few things I liked about it, but the episode where he turned into a hyena, and I was thinking about the end of it, and Giles was like, in all my research, it never said that that once you have been unpossessed by the coyotes, that you were going to not remember it. And he said, "Please don't tell them," meaning Xander. Uh, he he felt so embarrassed about it and everything, and Giles never told anyone that he realized that. Uh, and even though he was Buffy's watcher, he watched over all of them. He watched over Buffy, obviously. He watched over Xander. He watched over Willow. He watched over Tara when she came around. He tried to watch over Dawn, but it was kind of hard. She didn't let people watch over her. And he's the kind of person that if you don't want his help, if you push him away far enough, he's not going to have anything to do with you. And Don did that more than one time. That he hated Spike, but he put up with him and he helped him when he could. He didn't need to help Angel. He helped a little bit from the shadows, if you will. I'm trying to oh, um, I'm trying to think of stuff that it was more towards him. All this stuff was happening, and, the first was after all the potential slayers, and, they couldn't figure out which one was the first because they can, mimic anybody that has died. And, everybody was freaking out saying, "Did you remember Giles touching you?" And, some of the girls heard that, and they freaked out about that, and, it's good that he didn't touch us, isn't it? But, yeah. They thought that Giles had been infected and was dead, and he was the first, because they couldn't remember him touching anyone. He didn't end up being it, but, he did an interview. I have the movies, and I'll listen to the commentary. I'm a geek like that, but, he was talking about he wanted them to write in there that he was the first. He wanted to be evil. Um, he finds it fun, but as somebody that's been in theater and done stuff and everything, you get to do a lot more if you're the bad guy. And it's overrated. I have been the bad guy in my places. Well, I know that. Um, Unless you're the lead, you don't get that much to do unless you're the bad guy. But yeah, I trying to think of something else. Um, there was another time, and I talked earlier about this. He comes from a long line of people that are watchers, and he wanted to know that thing, and they put in the script that he was in a band with Rupert, and Rupert was the guy that was selling the the Buffy gang. This is they call themselves Scooby Gang. Halloween costumes, and it made them turn into whatever they were going to be. And they did dark magic and all this different stuff and everything. And 'cause he was trying to run from his past and do whatever he could to skip out on it. He eventually changed his mind and decided to be a watcher, but he denied that whole thing for a long time. they took in a backstory of that, and then another time Rupert came in and he reversed everything and made a child evil. I don't think I'm saying this right. Maybe it's Russell. Maybe his name's Russell. I'm kind of tired and I'm not thinking straight. But I'm going to get off here since you know I'm going to talk and everything, and I've talked for 31 minutes. My throat is starting to hurt. Um, I hope that I educated you. I hope that you know a little more about Anthony Head. For anyone out there that's on the replay and wants to give me some things that y'all remember about him on Buffy or any of other shows, or if you've ever heard any of his music or anything like that, or if you know anything that I didn't talk about, or you know that stuff and you want to talk about it, leave it down in the comments. Um, remember, be the person Remember to be the person you're meant to be, not the person that everybody expects you to be. Have a good night, day, morning, evening, wherever you are.